Greetings again and welcome to the United Hotspot. I told you I'm on my journey to paradise and here I am. But that doesn't stop me from following every story concerning Manchester United. Now, the latest that is coming through that I just picked on my way and I just had to excuse myself, find a small space and give it to you. Well, what's this? Beautiful lady stuff here behind me, but don't you mind about it. Focus on me and this boy I'm talking about. Now, listen, the latest report coming through suggests that Anthony Martial has refused to leave Manchester United this January, saying he wants to finish his contract and leave for free. Now, remember his contract runs out on the 30th of June, and there was an option to trigger it by a further 1 year, which Manchester United, like we reported here on the United Hotspot and several other sources, we confirmed United agreed they won't really need him no more. They won't be triggering his contract extension, bringing an end to his stay. That started from 2015. Now, Martial comes out just when we've heard that Fenerbahce were willing to offer £7 million for him, for us to top on that, get the €4 million that Jadon Sancho, is going to fetch for us from Borussia Dortmund, and perhaps add in a few million quid for us to buy players we need, maybe a backup striker, most importantly. Uh, Martial is saying that he's not willing to leave until the end of the summer. Now, for me, that's, I think, a classic level of selfishness, and we may not know the facts, what's going on with Martial, what's in his head. Of course, he probably feels disrespected by the club and the fans, and many people are attacking him for bad. But I think if there's one player Manchester United fans have been so patient with, I think it's Anthony Martial. We've all known and appreciated his talent. We understood why we paid a record fee in 2015 for him. We are patient with him for all the years he has failed, he has struggled with injuries, and we are reaching a time where things are bad, and we are saying we need to get in some money and let go of you, relieve our huge wage bill. Martial is earning about £250,000 per week. £250,000 per week a month, that's £1 million per month. Now, 1 million for the next 6 months is £6 million. For what? For doing absolutely nothing. So you can imagine the level of selfishness of this player. Now, I know you want to think about yourself first in such a situation when you're cornered as a person, any person. I think even if it were me, I think I would think about myself. But I think with Martial's situation, think about how much the club has been patient with you, the situation the club is in, what they want. Why are they selling you? Because we want to change things and get money and move on and do things right. I think this is a classic level of selfishness, and it points a lot. And if Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are watching, they should understand the kinds of players they should not sign at Manchester United, the attitude of players, what kind of contracts they sign with these players. I think, whereas players have got rights, a certain level of rights, I think there should be certain clauses in player contracts that can allow you to untangle, to disassociate with these players, even if they're still contracted, when they're not meeting certain parameters. Because if Martial, with all honesty, in all fairness, with the way he has failed to perform at Manchester United and how the club has been patient and still paying him, if it is not working and United are feeling like letting go of him right now, we cannot be stuck with him because he doesn't want to go. His contract should stipulate that because you're not performing, which is clear, you should go. It should be clear, contractual. So for these are the lessons that Sir Jim and his in-house team have got to learn from the mistakes that were made in the past contracts. I think what because what this means, you all may not be thinking about, may not have thought about what the implications of Martial refusing to go is. But this means that Manchester United might not actually buy a backup striker for Rasmus Højlund, meaning we'll be stuck with Martial until the end of the season. That already is killing the energy of the fans, the energy of the players themselves. They know that they're not getting enough up top. So, is this the kind of club? Are these the players we have been protecting for over the years? At what point do players show a certain level of loyalty? What I know with players globally, world-class players, players who are good, who have got a strong right mentality, want to go where they're playing, because these players are already filthy rich. Martial is already filthy rich. He has been earning 250,000 or over 200,000 pounds for more than 8 years per week. He's filthy rich. It cannot be about money. He's not some young broke player who is just emerging. It's not about money. If it's Antony dos Santos saying this, I'm thinking he just came from Ajax. He just started earning reasonable money as a player. He's looking out for his own and his family. He wants to make as much money as he can. But for Martial, it can't be about the money. But this is a high level of suffering, but also the player power we keep talking about. It shows you how much power these players have, and this power is handed over to them by the people who negotiate these contracts with them. The John Matters, the Richard Arnolds. Now, if you so that mess created by the poor contracts and negotiations. I thought I'm not shouting for the people around here, guys. But the mess created by the poor contracts and the poor negotiations of the John Matters and Richard Arnolds is then going to affect the manager, because right now, Eric Ten Hag, who we are demanding results for, is going to be stuck with Martial, a player who cannot give him any value. He was maybe in his plan, he thought, I'm going to bring in Maisa Hugirase in January and I'm going to try and get goals, but he can't. He's stuck with players who have got crazy, stupid contracts, but they're not performing. So this is the kind of mess Manchester United is in, that Ineos and Sir Jim have got to undo. Now, it can't be easy, and this is what I keep telling you people. Putting things right at Manchester United is a huge job, and it can't be all for Eric Ten Hag. And that's why, even if I've seen several times when Eric Ten Hag is making wrong decisions, wrong calls, I've not exactly been convinced that he should be sacked now. I think we need to first put right the things around him, this player power, all this nonsense concerning players and bad attitude and the lack of the heart for the club. They have seen the club they are playing for that is putting money on their table, struggling, but they don't care. Martial doesn't care, because if we stay with Martial, it means we can't bring in a striker, meaning we are still stuck with the same problem. Yet we are expecting Eric Ten Hag to deliver a top 4 finish, to take us to the Champions League. But with these players who himself came out and confirmed that they have not got the quality to play, to be consistent. That was a vote of no confidence in his squad. They are making him look like a bad manager. He has got to now figure out things, and when he's playing survival football, finding ways of trying to manage and win a game, because the players are not good enough, but the fans are demanding for results. But you're stuck with players who have got crazy, stupid contracts. You want to let go of them, but the contracts say it's up to them. They can't unless they want. That's the same with Rafael Varane. We want to, yes, we do want Rafael Varane as an important player, but it's logical that the terms do not make sense. We want to reduce his terms, but he will also say, I'm finishing my contract. So meaning between now for the next until the end of the season, May, eh? until May, we have got to be stuck with Varane, who will be playing, play a total of 3 games. Very good games, but only 3. But paying him 340,000 quid per week. This is the mess we are undoing, and that is how deep the Glazers had sunk this club, fam. That is how deep this club has been sunk, and that is what we are trying to undo. It's not easy, but I see traitors, I see players who are not don't have the heart for the club. I see players who perhaps are not loyal, if I should say, because if you're loyal, you would know you're not good enough, and the club, the best decision for the club is to let go of you. But if you're saying I can't, and you've been armed with the right to say that, can you blame him? Maybe, maybe not. I think for me, I can't blame Martial, but I blame the people who gave him the kind of contract he has. But also, I question his character and attitude, and I'm thinking, why have we been defending this player all this long? Yet, right now, when we just need him to do one, return a favor, just leave so that we get a better striker and move on, ease our wages, try to put the club right. Anyway, the United Hotspot, subscribe, fam. I'm still on my way. I'll see you later, fam.